flag. Our guy isn't any better than the guy across the road.
Yeah, they're,
Well, he was parking out there and he still didn't move it. So I went up there Wednesday and it's all moved.
okay, well, maybe
Maybe
let it alone then.
But the neighbor across the street was going, he texted me, he said, hey, you still got that there? I said, I'll take care of it. And
Yep.
he
He was
said,
real nice by text. He was sorry to
Yeah.
bother you. And if we have a nuisance, like, it's fine, text him.
You know, the back porch. and stuff like that. We're gonna be trying to run it out. Again for now.
See, okay. Did you get these?
I did.
It's right on it. I mean,
Send it to them.
there was no reason to go out.
Right, right.
Welcome, everyone. It is 7:30. We're opening the meeting for Osnaburg Township trustees on Monday, November 27th. We'll do the pledge and a short devotion. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Bow your heads. Dear Lord, we thank you so much for the wonderful day we've had. We pray that you be with our employees as they work to serve the township, and we pray that you give us the wisdom we need to make decisions to improve our community. Amen.
Amen.
All right, almost the end of the year. Probably, what, 3 more meetings to get through in December here?
Wrapping it up.
2 more.
And I don't know, it might be fortunate for you or unfortunate, but we've not had any changes up here, so you're gonna see all of us again next year.
Yes.
So, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Uh-huh.
All right, do you have any changes to the agenda?
I've got under the road report with the mini,
What is it?
for the mini.
Oh, just a report, okay. Anything for you, Cliff?
Nope.
Under old business, we're gonna talk about Wreaths Across America again, and then, or we'll do it during cemetery, either one. And then under new business, we'll talk about an upcoming seminar. Anything, Brian?
No.
Okay.
Good, thanks.
All right, let's move on. Minutes from 11:13. Have you had a chance to review?
Trustee Pierre moves to accept them as presented.
Trustee Varian, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And while we're taking care of this, I'll remind everybody, we do have an 8 o'clock hearing from the commission on a motion to approve mobile homes in the township with certain restrictions. Okay, with that, have you had a chance to review the treasurer report?
Trustee Varian moves to accept it as presented.
Trustee Pierre seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. We're gonna go to public speaks, and there's nobody here from the public. So we'll move on. Fire report.
Okay. I had on the agenda to update you on the phone system. I don't have an update on that. Captain Adams is still working on that. He has been in contact with Advantech there, who looked at it when they came out, so he's been in contact with them. I do have one other question though. We have EMS grant money. It is $3,100 and some dollars that needs spent by the end of the year. That is all reimbursed. I would like to purchase 2 new pulse ox sensors for our monitors through Stryker, and that is at a cost of $896.25 each. So that would be 2 at a cost of $1,792.50. That money is all reimbursable and has to be spent by the end of the year, but I realize it's a matter of where it comes from for the time being.
It's 1792.50.
That's for 2 of them.
All right. And this is Pulsar.
Pulse ox. So it's what is the oxygen sensor that goes on the monitor.
So how are you gonna spend the rest of it?
We have some other pieces that we've ordered, like to replace some of our laryngoscope blades that has been purchased through Boundtree, and Sue has those receipts for me.
Okay, so
So
you have-
it's been other pieces. We've only spent like a little less than 1,000 of it over the 6 months so far. So we either spend it or we don't.
Right. I mean, I assume it's earmarked specifically for fire
There's a
gear.
list. No, it's EMS. So it's
Okay.
seatbelt fine money that comes from the state, and we
Okay.
get a certain amount. Like you apply for it and you get it. And
All right. A steel door doesn't fit
it,
that category, does it?
no, it's very
All right, just
specific.
double check it out
EMS
before.
money is classes. Like
All
in
right.
the past, we paid for paramedic school with it. We paid for that kind of stuff. No one is currently enrolled in school,
Times two.
so equipment is the other option.
Yeah.
Brian, can we pay for this 1,000?
I think that's what he's
1,700.
looking for.
The total dollar amount is what?
It's $17.92.
And that'll all be,
50
It's
cents.
all reimbursed from the state.
it doesn't matter about that. I want to make sure we have enough money.
Money
Well,
that
that's
comes-
what I
Yeah,
was asking.
Because they're not going to reimburse us this year and this
No.
year.
Unless that
Before-
It
3,100
comes as soon as I
30
turn
days.
it in.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it still would have to be certified because we're running, I only have $634 in one EMS fund. And I have 20,000, 550, 461, but I have 2 payrolls yet to pay out of that. So it's going to be tight. I'll do it.
Your resolution to move funds in A on this, is that gonna,
That's gonna go into the fire.
okay,
That will not help you if it's EMS.
in the EMS.
So,
Okay.
but it will help that I can move the money to pay the payroll instead of out of EMS. I could pay one of the payrolls, a percentage of it out of the fire,
Okay,
okay? I mean, I can make it work.
okay. Well, I think since this, I know this is a weird thing to say, but since this is grant money, we're gonna get paid back. And we have to rob it to pay it and then we'll get it back. I think we need to do it because we need to get this money spent. So I'm gonna make a motion to pay it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you want me to, in the motion, would you like me to put in there the account it's coming out of? Does that help?
Well,
you, Brian?
just say it's coming out of the EMS.
EMS, okay. Trustee Varian moves to approve the purchase of 2 pulse ox.
Yep.
At the price of $1,792.50, paid to the vendor Stryker out of the EMS fund.
Trustee Pierce, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do you have that information? Just you wrote it down or you have something in a quote or what do we have here?
I just have it written down. I can get a
Right,
paper
so it's
quote.
Can you get a
right
paper
now?
quote?
Yeah.
All right,
I'd like to have a paper hard copy quote of that.
all
I
right.
can do that.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. That's one thing I wanted to add here real quick. I had a minute to swing by the garage and just, if you guys want to just swing through a couple of those. I know we don't have the funds right now, but I took some pictures. I shined my headlights on the door that we're talking about. It is pretty rusted out and gone at the bottom. So, but we talked about it before. I know we don't have the funds for it now, but once we do get funds, it's definitely something that needs to be. The bottom's so rusted out that you can see the concrete that was poured into it originally.
I actually
We
like to
need
see
to
that
close
firsthand.
Yeah.
Amy shoots.
Yeah,
There's some
I made him
doors here.
leave that way.
Yeah.
Maybe
It was
we-
like,
we can get
open
that
it, so you
Friday.
can't,
Yeah,
like, I know.
there's doors here we need, yeah.
The one
Yeah,
down
that's what
here you
Stewie
can
said.
see through.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
door here that needs done too. Okay.
At least one.
Yeah.
You can see through that one.
Well, the farmer's
I have a-
board isn't gonna
I have a COVID
let me
question.
get in.
Does this fall into COVID funds and is there any left? All
I
right,
think
Your
we drained
American
Okay,
Rescue
just checking.
funds are already.
just checking. Okay.
And I don't even, keep in mind, trustees, I haven't even got the final report done in your American Rescue of all the things. Remember, we put the fire hoses and some other things on there. I don't even have that thing confirmed, but I put it in there. That's the way
Okay.
I'm gonna pay it.
All right. One more thing I have before we go to the resolution that we need here for Fiscal Officer Lowry. I want to go on record and thank Mr. Lowry for getting Chief Parker and I some records from the last couple of years. And Chief Parker and I are working through that. One thing I want to just go on record kind of stating is, as Amy and I were working down through budgets and things like that, one of the things that we kind of found as we worked through it, as we have not had new money for 17 years in the fire department, some might say, well, why are we running out of funds in that fire department? And we needed to look at that and take a real hard look at that. One of the things that we have to realize is that in 17 years without new money, now we've seen some increases in different things here and there, but we've seen about a 2% raise every year for 17 years, which equates to about $102,000 in additional money. That's something to consider. And then the other thing we have to consider too is just in the past 4 years that I've been here, We're now paying 24 hours to our fire department, and we also increased wages on top of that increase. And so those are some things to factor in. Thankfully, the taxpayers here in the community passed the levy, so that'll help us. We won't see a lot of those funds yet, but it's just important to know that it's been a slow additional increase in funds. We've raised wages, we've done a couple things. So we just kind of wanted to look at, why we're low. We're not completely out, but why we're low. I think that's important to state. So that's all I have on that. And then we need a resolution, Mr. Fiscal Officer Lowry.
The resolution I need for the resolution for additional funds, let me explain that part of it.
Okay.
When I write the budget, the revenue budget for 2023, I do that prior to 2023, like in December, like I'm doing it right now for 2024. And I get a report from the county auditor to verify those funds. It's called a certificate of resources. I put that in as my revenue budget. The revenue we received in the fire exceeded what it always exceeds because of grant monies that are coming in from the previous year and all that. That grant money and things that exceed it was $33,000. I normally don't come to you to certify that, but I had to certify that, and I need your appropriation to approve to spend it in the fire fund. Now, normally that's the carryover I start off with in January, February, and March to get us to the first payment. What will happen, that will get our payroll and everything to get us through to the end of the year in the fire department. I may have to come to you, trustees, in January, February, or March until new revenue comes in from property taxes and all to do one of those transfers that I did that you guys helped me by approving that from the general fund into the fire fund to get us by until that new money comes in. So the resolution I would ask is just, I had to do this on November 13th, November 13th, right after that meeting, so I can make payroll in the fire. And I had it certified, 33,000, but I have to come to you all to ask for that to be appropriated.
So how would you like the resolution to state?
Just a resolution for $33,000.
Okay.
That is certified money.
Okay.
From the county auditor that we would normally have as carryover for next year.
It's going to go into the
It's going to go in right now.
general fire?
No, yeah, it's in the general
General
fire
Okay.
for this year.
All right. Trustee Varian moves to use the $33,000 that is certified to be put into the general fire fund to help us make payroll to the end of the year.
Trustee Pierce, second.
All in favor?
Aye. All right, that's all I have for fire.
All right, let's move on to the cemetery. Mr. Shear.
First thing I have is a check for an open closing we did this past week at Mapleton. So submitting $800 for that open closing fee. Second thing I have is our new cemetery in East Canton, the Kuntz.
Yeah.
Memorial. Actually had 3 different people calling, expressing interest in possibly purchasing lots there, which is great. But at the same time,
You don't know where anything is.
yeah. So I spent a little bit of time studying what records we were given and figuring out, okay, what lots are already spoken for and all that. And then I took the map and drew out what we have to sell. And we have approximately 55-ish 2 grave lots that I can easily pin out and we can sell them.
Okay.
What I'm asking for is money to buy those pins so that I can put them in the ground and they're numbered with the lot numbers.
Got it.
And we can proceed with
Selling it.
I'm waiting on a quote for those. She told me I would have it this afternoon and I didn't. Somewhere in the $500 to $600 range is what this should cost. The good news is 2 of the lots that people want to buy are non-residents, so that'll be $3,000 if that
Got it.
comes through.
Okay.
How quick do you think that'll happen?
Honestly, I think if I call her back this week, she'll come with a check.
All right, and you don't have the actual quote yet for those pennies?
I do not. She promised me I would have it after lunch today, and I checked my email right before I came tonight and still don't have it.
Trustees, all we have, and I'm not saying no to this, you all make the decision. All we have left to get us to the end of the year in the cemetery is $2,360.27. Now, that hasn't paid the December billing of any open and closings, because I figure this $800 we're collecting right now isn't in there. So you could add $800 onto that, but we're gonna have to pay
The
Ron
$400.
Eckroyd.
Yeah.
We'll pay $400.
And we'll have to do some payments, so, and the Reese Across America, the Porta-John is usually a couple $100. I do that out of the general fund,
Okay.
usually, that part.
Do we have is Beck completely paid for the year, or is there still money coming out of that?
Beck needs to be paid one more time,
Oh, okay,
so that's $1,090 and some change.
so really there's
We're-
about 1,400 after everything settles.
That's where I'm,
Okay,
you're close. It just depends what Ryan's quote would be if you want to try to do this before the end of the year.
well, I mean, we can't sell them if we can't pin them, right?
Yeah.
I'd say we do it. I'd say we have them spend up to $600 or up to,
Yeah.
and get going.
She told me since these are, what I'm ordering, these little stainless steel discs will have numbers on them, so they're a custom build. They require prepayment before they'll.
Oh, before they even build them? Okay. I don't,
So once she gets me the quote, we'd have to pay it before they'll even,
build it. Okay.
and there's like a 5 to 6 week lead time on this.
Is it up to 600 enough? You want
I
to
hope
7?
so.
I don't want you to get stuck and not be able to do it.
If she gets you that quote,
I'll bring it to you
approve up
tomorrow.
to 600, I mean, what's she gonna need? She needs the
Full
prepay
amount,
money
yeah.
right now?
So
But
they
we
stamp the numbers on.
still weren't going to get it, Ryan, for another 5 or 6
There's a
weeks.
4 to 6 week lead time once we pay for it.
So it probably wouldn't happen until after the first of the year, even if the best scenario.
You need these to sell this lot?
Can you sell it can you tell her that it's coming in and we have an idea where she's gonna
Oh
go?
yeah, and I've already met with her, and
Okay.
I have little pink flags in the ground out there. and
Got
She's like, "This is what I want right here." I said, "Well,
Great.
someday that's going to be lot 326."
Yeah.
And she was fine with that.
Okay, so we can sell the lot before the little disc comes in.
Yeah, and I
Oh, great. All right,
Yeah,
let's do that. Let's
wait.
approve it. Let's get it paid and let's hopefully collect some money on the crossways.
what's the name of this company, Ryan? You know, or this,
I don't. They were out of Connecticut. I don't remember.
but it's a,
Cemetery Supply.
Cemetery Supply Company.
Yeah.
Okay. Trustee Varian moves to pay up to $600 for cemetery plot pins to a cemetery supply vendor, which will be named once we get the quote in
that's a Coots.
at the
Yes.
at the Kuntz Cemetery.
Trustee Puro seconds.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay.
Do you want to do Reese Across America now while you're
That's
here?
fine. Yeah.
Okay, so it's on December 16th, and I had a call from KU Poll. I believe, this isn't the time they say noon,
Yes.
but you need to, if you're coming, you need to probably get there by 11:30. And I told her we were all prepared. We have the Porta-John ordered, correct? And our road crew, and they'll be there to help like usual. So I told her we're all set.
I've never said anything to Rodney, maybe he's new. I'll say something. I'll be there.
Okay.
Well, usually, you know, Stu and I go over there and Ryan's always there. Ryan and Stu are there, but I always try to get one of the trucks over there.
Do you know if they have enough wreaths to travel this year? Are they gonna do that again? Do you know?
They changed the way that it was, the Reese Across America changed the way that and people had to go online to their website. And if you didn't enter it correctly,
It just bounced back.
no, you got the wreath, but the Historical Society didn't get their share of the money. They usually get a donation of like $4 or something,
Okay.
because it's part of their fundraiser. So I don't know how it's worked out. Have you
Okay.
heard for them? Because
No.
I know the last time they had almost enough wreaths and we told them to let us know. We talked to her at Rotary and they never come back. Last year they came back and we ended up getting like 20 more wreaths for them. But this year I think they were close. So we haven't heard back from her anymore. So just make sure it's on your calendar, December 16th, Mapleton Cemetery. That's all I have on it. Okay, anything else for our cemetery?
That's it.
All right, we still have 10 minutes. We're moving on.
That's right.
Road report, Mr. Unkerfer.
All righty. Good evening, everybody. If the trustees have read over the road report, is there any questions?
So are you all ready for snow? You have all your people lined up. I see you drove with Rodney on the route.
And burning, both.
Okay,
Yep, well, the truck's all ready to go, but we did strip down 550 back down, took the spreader and stuff off, and they went out doing limbs today. They're gonna probably keep doing that over the next week or so. We'll
okay.
keep cutting limbs back from roadways and stuff, since we really don't wanna take the stuff off of, big dump
big
truck and get
trucks.
it all mudded up again.
No.
So we're just gonna keep trying to trim limbs and stuff, and where we can just put the 551 back on real quick in case of the snow or whatever.
Okay.
So far, all the equipment seemed like it worked and we didn't have any problems. We don't buy anything, so.
So what about the pole saw? Did you actually find one?
Yeah, I went out and got quotes and I have it right here, from Metzger's for $615.20 for a brand new pole saw.
61520 Metzger's Ace.
Yes.
To repair it was what, 500 and something?
Oh, yeah. So it's just-
What, is this steel, Brad?
Still, yep.
All right.
Did you get any other quotes or just that one?
That's, he got 3 quotes.
Yes.
These are state bid price, that price
Oh, this
is
is
the
state
lowest
bid price.
Yes,
Okay.
that is the
Yeah.
state bid price.
All right, well, I'll make a motion that we purchase from Metzger's the pole saw for $615.20.
Trustee Varian, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, what else do we have on the road report?
How'd you do with Rodney out there? Good? Did you feel like,
He's working out fine.
he's doing okay with the route? Feel like he
Yeah.
knows he's, okay, great.
Let's hope so. I mean, he's gonna have to.
Yeah, when the snow flies, they're gonna figure it out quick.
He went out the other day by himself.
Okay.
And, took his little map and ran it again.
Good, all right.
He doesn't smoke, does he?
No,
Okay, just checking. Everyone's smoking in the trucks.
no,
Okay.
they all know that.
Okay,
I'm on that.
all right, anything else for road?
Yep,
Oh, we got.
Oh, that's right,
Talk
do the
to me.
mini.
we got a deal made, 15,000 for ours,
Oh, good deal. Right on.
so they're gonna email everything to Brian, so I'm gonna make a motion to purchase an E48 R2 Series Bobcat compact with trade-in on ours. We will be at, let me make sure my numbers are right.
15, good. 15, good.
Is this a new one?
Brand new.
Brand new.
Brand
You
new.
gotta order it.
And new buckets.
Brand new.
Yes.
Brand new, and with a set of buckets too.
The only thing we have to make sure on that, I noticed on the paper, I told him I wanted a 12-inch, 18-inch, and 48-inch
Kind of smooth.
ditching bucket, and
Smooth
he
bucket.
put down a 24-inch or something like that, and he said, we'll make sure they
Make
get
it
that
right. Okay.
It'd be a trade-in of our machine and $53,355.80.
Okay. Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Trustee Varian, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Trustees, I'd like you to point something out if anyone's listening or the public. That money had been earmarked 2 years ago, just so if anybody asks, into, it
Yeah,
wasn't like.
we had put that money, set it aside for this mini hoe
Yes,
several years ago,
yes.
and it's appropriated for the mini hoe.
Yep.
And it just, I know we had a levy on, we're asking for funds. Somebody might say, well, how did you manage that? I would just like the public to know and our residents to know this was part of how we budget. Now, when we spend that, we aren't gonna have much of anything left,
Yeah, right.
but that's the point.
But we're getting new equipment out of it.
Yeah,
So.
we're getting equipment.
Do you
with
know what the turnaround time was on that?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
And we don't use them that
He
heavy.
mentioned,
In the winter, yeah.
No, so how old is this one?
The one we have?
The one we're trading in?
the one we're trading in, well, it was used when they bought it. I can't remember the year.
Yeah, so I'm
It
expecting
was
this
used,
new
we
one
bought
to
it in the
last
trailer
us
as a
a long
package deal.
time.
Oh, that.
Oh, it was
that
used
one-
when we bought
that- That one's had to
Huh?
have been here for 10. I wonder what you paid for it.
I have no
I
idea.
It was
bet we aren't
used-
too
it was
far-
used
I
when
bet
we
don't
bought
have a
it.
whole
Yes,
lot
it
in
was used
Yeah.
in the
other than
trailer,
Maintenance.
and we bought it a package deal from
We had to do
Lefos.
that.
For what
so-
we've got on the trade.
We got a really good deal, I think, back then on it.
Yeah,
With it in the trailer.
I'm just saying for
It
the,
has 3,600 and
for
about.
us purchasing it, to let the public know this piece of equipment will last us for years and years and
Oh,
years.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially being brand new.
Probably 15
Our old
years.
one was used when we got it.
No, that's great.
yeah.
I appreciate your time.
I would
getting that
think
going.
25 years. is
At
right.
least.
Yeah,
pretty-
long time.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to make sure that they knew that.
I think,
There probably won't be any of us here.
No, there won't be any of us.
I think he had mentioned roughly it might be 3-4 months,
Okay, turnaround time?
something like that.
I don't have anything yet.
But we can double check with him again on it.
You want
We need to
paper?
quote, yeah,
I know we don't have it from them yet, but
He's gonna be emailing you.
yeah.
because
You
my
have it.
office secretary is gonna be gone, I gotta run through everything, get it in there. I was gonna write these numbers on ahead of time.
That's great. Thanks for getting that going.
Trustee Crew is at 68, 355, 80 minus 15.
Right.
Okay. Anything else with road?
No, move on before you spend more
All
money.
right, let's start with zoning and Mary can talk a little bit until 8 o'clock, then we'll do our hearing.
Since the last meeting, no permits were issued.
Right.
I did mention at the last meeting about the old Indian Run Church. The concerns about it were like raccoons and stuff in building, kind of health concerns with that. So I reached out to the health department because I know they said they were going to call them to see if they found out anything about that. And the dogs that are living at the church there have attacked other animals and maybe people. So anybody in the area just kind of watch out, but the police have been called out there for that. As far as we're concerned, there was concern about debris kind of flowing around there again, as there usually is.
I seen a bunch of tires piled up there.
Who told you that about the possible attacking people?
One of the residents that, I don't remember the name.
I just wonder if you made note of that, if there's anybody we should contact so we aren't liable.
I know the police were called about it.
I think she's
Because-
just telling us the person reported it to the police.
Yeah.
Just so everybody's reported, so if somebody does get
Yeah.
attacked,
Mhm.
we knew about it and didn't do something wrong.
Yeah, no, it's already
I
been
know
reported to the
probably
Yeah,
police.
and the
whole lot
health
we
department
can.
knows too.
Well, there would have been sheriff. There would have been sheriff that would have showed up out there.
Yeah. Yeah, multiple times, I think.
So I'm gonna be contacting the owner about the trash and stuff, and I'll include that stuff in it as well to make sure they are well aware of it. Over on Ravenna, the house there, it looks like the tires were cleaned up, but it looks like they're working on the inside, so that stuff is kind of piled up on the porch again. As far as anything else, there's no real updates on anything. Over on Sindel, there is a dumpster over there now that was full of trash and stuff. So hopefully he's getting that cleaned up. The commission will be meeting next month, and the Board of Zoning Appeals was supposed to have the commission will be meeting in January. The Board of Zoning Appeals was supposed to have a meeting next month. The person called me again. They had a couple issues, so they want to hold off until like midsummer
Oh, okay.
before they hold their hearing.
This lot split you're talking about?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then the appeals board will be meeting in January for their reorganization meeting.
We need to try to find at least one more person to join that board, so that they can keep a quorum, so. We need suggestions from anybody you might know that might be interested. Maybe somebody over your way. We don't have anybody from that side.
What's it pay?
Just $30 a
I'll
visit. It pays your gas,
Pays your gas to get here.
unless price goes too
Unless
high.
unless you're running diesel and that does it.
But we actually are one of the higher ones paid in the state. Most of them only pay 20, we pay 30 a meeting.
I'm pretty sure, I gotta remember, I'm pretty sure that Rodney's wife had said she was interested in them on Broadway.
Oh,
Lena,
that would be nice,
Yeah.
but
because we need more than one. We need at least, well, we could use several on
That
that.
also.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're at 8:00, Mary. Let's go ahead with the hearing.
One more question on that. Is there a conflict of interest being a relative of anybody in this room? How does that work?
I don't think
The only conflict would occur with elected officials.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And then it's only a specific relative list.
Okay.
So the commission has some language for mobile homes if you need.
Great.
The language here was presented to regional planning. They had some recommendations. Their main concern was double checking with the prosecutor's office that it was all okay. The prosecutor's office, we checked with them a couple times. They had a couple word changes, but other than that, they were okay with everything.
Great.
So what's in front of you is the final language from all that. And it just basically, if you're looking to build a home, you can put a mobile home on it for living purposes until you get your home built. After that point, that mobile home would have to be removed. It's basically to help those that are just starting out building homes, make it a little easier financially, so they got a little more time to get that home built.
So I will say that the commission originally wanted it to be like 2 or 2.5 acre minimum,
Mhm.
but the prosecutor came through and said we were being discriminatory by making it that much acreage and asked us to drop it to 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why that's at 1 acre.
Yeah, and this is for the rural residential areas, which requires 1 acre to
Got
build
it.
a home
Okay.
or anything.
This only applies to RR.
How,
And being an acre, that would not concern the well and septic. That's plenty of land. Correct?
Right, it would
Okay. It
be.
wouldn't concern the well and septic.
how long of a time frame can they? So if they buy the ground, put it on,
There's no limit.
so they could go,
So the thought was that they have to go through putting a well and a septic in.
right,
And so now you're talking 25,000, and if they bought the land, they have enough investment in it.
I just, so I know, yeah.
Does that mean the guarantee they're gonna build a house? It does not.
Right.
Somebody could put that in and,
No, but if you were going this route, you're probably 2 or 3 years at least.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be,
Yeah.
You're probably 3 to 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it depends. If
But it's
you
a
bought
good-
the
I think-
lot and waited for a while till you paid your lot off.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
At the cost of everything.
I know you guys have a lot of time in this. Thank you.
I will tell you the cost of these mobile homes or they're manufactured homes, aren't they? Are very expensive. Some of and they put a limit on how old the home can be. So you
20
can't go buy a junker trailer to put on there. You have to have it within whatever year you're in. It has to be within no more than 20 years old.
Mhm.
And the lifespan on these mobile homes now, they're telling us they're like 60 years or more. So So it's almost like a house, but,
Right.
and they still have to apply for the conditional zoning permit to the BZA.
And that would be up for annual inspection
Okay.
to make sure it's still meeting all the requirements.
So we're at the stage right now that this is before the trustees. If we vote
Yes.
for this tonight, it goes into our book.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's the Article 11 there.
Mhm.
Section 1108.
Mobile homes.
Trustees and zoning inspector Brocker, what's the enforcement if someone does not follow these rules? How's this all going to work?
It's the same as the rest of our conditionally permitted uses. Once a year, the inspector will go in through and check on those uses that have been granted to make sure they're going by what the permit was granted for. If they've deviated and added more, or done something different, they'll lose their permit.
Then what's happened? Is
We
that
would turn it over to the prosecutor
Well, that's what
for,
I wanted to know.
Yeah.
What's the rules? Because we do have problems sometimes and I didn't know how to help with enforcement of that if it happens.
In that case, it'd be like how we handle any other nuisance, kind of get the letter and everything, and then next step would take it to prosecutor's office.
and then take them to court.
Like we do now.
We haven't taken anybody to court yet. Come close,
Yeah, we're close. Okay.
close. But, I mean, the point is to help our residents not to. But sometimes you have people that don't follow the rules. So, I mean, it's not gonna be perfect. And
Bless you.
people can always tend to try to find a way around something if they really want to.
Yeah, for the most part, it's gonna be all right.
But the other point of trying to do this, we've had so many young people reporting that they're leaving because there's no place for them to be here. There's no homes, there's no real estate to get. So hopefully this will just make one more option that maybe we can keep some of our young people here.
I'm ready to approve it.
All right, well, we'll have to make a motion and do a roll call on it. So you want to make a motion then?
Trustee Varian moves to accept the language of the mobile homes to be added to our zoning book, section 1108, as it is before us.
Trustee Puro seconds.
Roll call?
Varian,
Yes.
Piro,
Yes.
Griffith.
Yes. And I will make note that this was advertised to the public and we have not had any public show up.
To make effective dates and do all that because I
Okay.
need to have Mary give me the information, then I have to file it in so many days. I just want to know the effective date. I think it's 5 days within the effective date, just so I make sure I do my end for you.
So the effective date of this
27th.
would be December 2nd. It's Saturday. Does that work? Are you wanting me to do anything on here?
Well, the reason why, this is where the trustees, this is what we give, that I know Mary will have to get to regional planning. She sends that to them. But it also gives me the guideline that I follow through with what you, the board and the zoning has prepared. So I have that document filed in a timely manner.
So I'm marking that we approved without any modifications. Mary, I'm gonna let you put in here the name of what you're calling that.
Okay.
And then there's a place for you to sign with the effective date of December 2nd, 2023. Pass that to Mary. All right,
Give me one of those copies back to
Just,
Chase.
Mary, if you can make sure that that gets prepared like we do,
Mhm.
I want to get that out there to them and get it filed and by that effective date.
we might be having a record meeting here, people, even with the hearing.
No, right?
All right, Old Township business. We already talked about Reese Across America. Question, Mr. Piro, did you get a hold of
No, not yet.
Surveying, put it on your phone, surveying, check the surveying guy.
I did, and something was going on that day, so I didn't put it on the second time.
So you can re-put it. on your
Everybody
phone.
send him an email,
All right.
survey, let's keep texting him.
I'll just text him right now.
Okay, and while you're texting him, I will add new business. And that is, we were informed from Stark County Regional Planning that they're offering a government law seminar this year on March 2nd, 2024. This year it will be at RG Drake Career Center. So when you do your 2 organizational meetings with that group, will you, both your commission and BZA, put that out there? And I just would like to make a motion that any of the members from either one of those groups that would like to attend that there'll probably be a small fee, like 20 or 25 bucks, that we pay that fee for any of the commission and BZA members that would like to attend that.
Trustee Varian seconds that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any other business before this board?
Do we need to do anything with this important alt care change? Or is that just for our information?
I think it's just your FY if you want to
Okay.
do something.
Great. Then I have nothing.
Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn, pay bills.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
8:10.
And not bad. Not bad at all. Hey, Brian.